America is hoping for another presidential pardon. Dinesh DSouza got his yesterday, and Samantha Bee took her non-comedic comedy way too far. All of that today on The Rebel Buzz. I touched on Matthew Charles' story in yesterday's video, but I think that his story and his life and his circumstances deserve their own segment. So I feel kind of a personal tug on my heartstrings because of this man, because he's from my home state or birth state of Tennessee. In 1996, Charles was sentenced to 35 years in the big house after being convicted of drug dealing with aggravated circumstances. Charles was released in 2016 after commutations were issued by the Obama administration for drug offenders. He had served 21 years of his 35-year sentence. Then, this year, a court determined that Matthew Charles did not qualify for clemency and he must serve the remainder of his sentence. From the government's perspective, prior criminal history renders him ineligible. His attorneys, and much of America since learning of his case, argue that he is a shining example of a rehabilitated inmate and that society is not well served by placing Charles back in federal custody. Charles not only was an exemplary inmate while he was in prison, but his behavior since his release shows that he has become a responsible and contributory citizen. He has gained employment, he rented an apartment, he bought a car, he attends church every week, he volunteers regularly, and you scroll through his Facebook and you find family pictures, pictures of food, because we all like posting pictures of the food that we're eating, Bible verses, inspirational posts. He posted something inspirational, this one: out the door to buy me a cup of coffee and be a blessing, whether I receive any or not. However, when you be a blessing, you are automatically blessed, so strive to be a blessing every day. Celebrities, politicians, and news outlets have all expressed support for a presidential pardon for Matthew Charles. Representative Justin Amash tweeted this: "Our criminal justice system shouldn't be like this. Our government is destroying lives. I'll continue to push for reform, and I hope others in Congress will join me. At POTUS, please consider commutation for Matthew Charles and others in similar circumstances." Conservative blogger Matt Walsh tweeted this: "Dear @RealDonaldTrump, since you're issuing pardons today, please don't forget about Matthew Charles." And conservative news outlet The Federalist published an article titled "Why President Trump Should Commute the Sentence of Matthew Charles." The article asserts that President Trump has an opportunity to look past the black and white stringency of our legal code and issue a pardon for a man whose story and life warrants a second chance. So what's more important, making sure that someone serves out the full extent of their punishment for the rest of their life, no matter what personal improvements or gains they've made, or incentivizing inmates to rehabilitate themselves and become productive citizens once given a second chance? Food for thought. And Obama turned the White House into a presidential party pad, but Trump is turning it into a presidential pardon pad. As I discussed yesterday, President Trump posthumously pardoned boxing champion Jack Johnson, and he is on a roll. Dinesh DSouza, who served a sentence for an FEC violation that is often punished by just a fine, unless you're a conservative. Preet Bharara, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, sentenced him to 5 years of probation. In addition to that probationary term, according to an FBI press release, he was also sentenced to a community center, a mandatory 8-hour day of community service every week for his 5-year term of probation, weekly counseling sessions, I wonder what those involve, and ordered him to pay $30,000 fine as well as a $100 special assessment. Under President Obama, DSouza was used as a messenger to set an example that you better not oppose the Obama administration. Rosie O'Donnell's campaign finance violations were exponentially more egregious than Dinesh DSouza's, and her crimes went virtually unnoticed. But DSouza admitted to his crime, he did his time, and he paid his fine, and now he has the last laugh after the president issued him a full pardon. Dinesh then tweeted this: "Karma is a bitch department. Preet Bharara wanted to destroy a fellow Indian American to advance his career. Then he got fired and I got pardoned." That's likely the best tweet that you will see all week, maybe all month. Dinesh, this is a well-deserved pardon, and I couldn't be happier for you. You initially got screwed, but today President Obama served up a delicious slice of justice pie. Eat and be merry, drinks on me the next time we meet. And to wrap up our Rebel Buzz today, unfunny lady Samantha Bee called Ivanka Trump a see you next Tuesday. Samantha has a show on TBS called Full Frontal, and during her monologue, in addition to calling Ivanka the C word, she told Ivanka to put on something tight and low cut and tell your father to effing stop it. Stop what? Improving international relations with countries who have been threatening their region and the entire world for 3 decades? Stop decreasing unemployment and increasing wealth? Stop catching and prosecuting dangerous MS-13 criminals? Sorry, I'm not sure what he's doing that you want him to stop. Exactly. Now, I've only seen her show a few times, but I think she is about as funny as a couch cushion. And if she had said this about Obama's daughters, I wonder what the reaction would have been. She would have been yanked off air before the next commercial break even aired. So, will TBS fire her for her comments in the wake of Roseanne's comments about Valerie Jarrett? Just like the NFL and ABC and any other private enterprise, they have the right to hire and fire whoever they want. Now, it's pretty clear that they are not going to fire her. So now it is up to us to stop watching. So stop watching. All of you who are super outraged and triggered over this, change the channel. Take that conviction and outrage that you feel over this and put it into action. Stop patronizing these jerks. I know it might disrupt your lifestyle a little bit and you might have to find something else to watch, but trust me, there are plenty more worthy programs out there for you to watch. Or for goodness sakes, pick up a book. Go. Start this weekend. Everybody, have a great Friday. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Amanda Head for The Rebel. If you enjoyed my commentary and opinions, we have an unlimited supply of them here at The Rebel. So subscribe to our premium content at www.therebel.media/shows. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for all of our latest news, and download our app for The Rebel Media on the App Store. That way you will have easy and immediate access to all of our latest videos and your favorite Rebel shows. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Amanda Head for The Rebel.